Hell in the Sky. Extended Memoir of a B-17 gunner. My name is Jack, and I served as a gunner aboard a B-17 Flying Fortress, one of those massive four-engine bombers that roared through the skies over Nazi-occupied Europe during World War II. The year was 1944, and I was barely 23, young, anxious, but filled with a grim resolve. Our missions were perilous from beginning to end. One autumn morning, before dawn broke, we lined up on the foggy runway of our airbase in eastern England, engines rumbling and hearts pounding. The ground was cold, the grass frosted, and overhead the sky was a steely grey. Our task was to fly hundreds of miles deep into enemy territory and bomb a vital manufacturing plant that churned out parts for German tanks and planes. The tension was palpable among my 10 comrades. We said little but communicated through tight nods and quick glances. We climbed aboard our Flying Fortress. She was a beast of metal and steel with 10 crew positions and defensive gun emplacements looking in every direction. As the engines roared to life, I strapped myself into my waist gunner's station, cold fingers fumbling with the safety harness. The hatch closed with a final heavy clang, sealing us inside a cocoon of nerves and adrenaline. The takeoff was rough due to the thick English fog, but soon we punched through the low clouds and soared into crisp, open skies. Flying in formation, dozens, sometimes hundreds of bombers moved as one, a flock of iron birds tasked with smashing the machinery of war. We felt a strange power and vulnerability combined. Each man a vital part of the machine, yet as fragile as a spark amid the storm. Almost immediately we felt the threat. Anti-aircraft flak burst in violent booming cannons around us, exploding like giant firecrackers. Sharp shards of metal rained down, battering our fuselage and wings. The plane shuddered violently, and I braced against my turret, deafened by the roar. Through the haze and smoke, enemy fighters dived at us, sleek and deadly. Our gunners opened fire, tracer bullets lighting up the darkness in streaks of hellfire. The sky was a chaotic battlefield, fire and steel dancing dangerously close. My hands reloaded rapidly, firing again and again, the barrel of my gun heated and vibrating. I caught sight of a Focke-Wulf 190 spiraling down in flames, a brief victory amidst madness. But then horror struck. A ball turret gunner screamed in the intercom. He was hit, and the turret was jammed. Flames licked the port wing, and the smell of burning hydraulic fluid saturated the cabin. I looked to my friend in the tail, only to see him slump over, blood seeping through torn fabric. The tension was unbearable as the pilot struggled to keep the aircraft stable. Then came the fiercest dread. The fire was spreading to our rear gunner section. The order came through, bail out. I scrambled to the emergency exit, but found it jammed. My heart pounded in my ears like cannon fire. I reached frantically for my parachute, realizing with a shock that I'd forgotten to tighten the harness. Time was running out. Finally, with desperate strength, I forced the hatch open and plunged into the icy night air. The free fall was terrifying. The black emptiness rushed past my face, ears filled with the screaming of the wind. Then a sudden tug as the parachute deployed, slowing my descent. Below, the burning bomber was a glowing ember in the dark countryside, twisting and smashing into the ground. I landed hard in a snowy thicket, ankle twisted but alive, my breath ragged. Alone in enemy territory, I hid among cold, silent trees, the distant clamour of battle fading. I survived that night only by sheer luck and a will to live stronger than the fear gnawing my soul. Looking back, I realize that was just one night of many. Countless missions where fear, courage, and fatalism swirled like the smoky skies we fought in. The B-17 was more than a plane. She was our fortress and our tomb, fragile yet indomitable. This story is one of survival, sacrifice, and the haunting memories that linger forever in the heart of a flyer who faced hell and lived to tell the tale.